Welcome to the London Youth Express. I am Renata Leuffen, and today I want us to ask ourselves, what are we living for? What do we live for? Do we live to be loved by our parents? Do we live to be accepted by our friends? Do we live to impress our teachers? Do we live to impress other people? Do we know what makes us really happy? And do we go after it? For example, I'm happy when I am in unspoiled nature at dawn, when I can step out on a lawn, when I can look around and there are no cities, no restrictions. I see some birds flying over the trees. I see the dewdrops glittering like diamonds on the flowers. I smell the fresh air, and I can put on some music I love and just dance and feel I'm one with nature. I'm one with the universe. I don't have any troubles. I don't have any cares. And my life is secure and safe forever. What do you love? And what do you need? What are actually the things and the situations that we need to make us happy, to make us feel good? When I grew up, I always had to do all the crazy things other people wanted me to do. For example, on my first day in school, I was supposed to sit down on a chair at a table. And I wasn't a child that liked to sit down and sit quietly in front of a table. I wanted to move around. I wanted to talk to everyone. I wanted to communicate. If you look at your life on a scale of 0% to 100%, where 0 means not at all and 100% means that you have total control. At this point in time, how would you rate the control that you have over your life? Are you actually in control of your life? Or is it the parents, society, your peers, the teachers, the demands of society, this game of having to be good, being good in the eyes of other people? What do we live for? Do we live for our own values, for the ideals that are really important to us? I believe if we don't have ideals, if we don't have high ideals, if we don't have pure ideals, I believe that we are losing out. And nothing is more sad than a life that is looking continuously for acceptance and for love. Nothing is more sad than a person, a young person, who feels, I want to be loved. I want to be accepted. And I know there's no one to love me, and I know there's no one who accepts me. So I have to go and look for this love. So I have to go and do something to earn acceptance. When the truth is that everyone is just indifferent to you and to me. What are we living for? Are we really living our lives for ourselves, for the purpose, the meaning, and the ideals that we have freely chosen? Or are we just trying to fill ourselves with good things like chocolate and wine and perhaps even evil things like drugs to feel good? Life is about feeling good. A life where it is the norm to feel bad is a life in bondage, is an imprisoned life, is actually a sad story, is actually a tragedy. We all long for those moments when we feel good. And we feel good when we feel love, when we feel acceptance. And not necessarily coming from other people, but feeling these emotions within ourselves. Knowing that we love ourselves, we love the universe, we accept ourselves, and we accept the universe. Feeling good comes also when we feel and believe that we are safe and secure, despite the world around us, despite what people around us are doing, despite the circumstances and the situation. What are we living for? Are we living for what we perceive to be the truth, to be right, and to be good? Or have we just handed our lives over to a school system that is a massive failure, or to society that sees us as mere consumers, as spenders, as people who buy feelings, people who buy happiness, people who buy the feel-good factor? What are we living for? If we know that we are living for what is important to us, if we know that we stand by ourselves and that we will always love and defend ourselves, then we are walking into the right direction. Life doesn't have to be what society has defined it to be or wants it to be. We don't have to please people. We got to be happy. And we are responsible for our own happiness. And no one else usually or really cares about our happiness except the exceptional few people who love us. And they are really few. What are we living for? Are we really living to be happy? Are we really living to be free? Are we really living to know the truth? Are we really living with this feeling, this conviction that we are totally safe and secure in this universe, no matter what happens, no matter what people do to us or say about us? What are we living for? Do we consider ourselves to be the most precious and most important person on the entire planet? Do we really stand by ourselves? Do we really encourage ourselves? Do we really understand ourselves? And do we really honor ourselves? And do we really fight to give ourselves the life that will make us happy, whatever that is? And do we follow our hearts? Do we take control and authority over our lives? And do we really design and create our own lives in exactly the way that we want them to be? And do we live like we want to live and believe that we have the power within us to create our own reality, our own universe, our own truth, which is obviously in agreement with the supreme truth forever? Are we willing to say yes to ourselves and to go our own way? This will decide whether at the end of our days on this planet we will have lived happy and fulfilled lives, or just wasted all our years and all our energy. What are we living for? We got to live for ourselves and for our own happiness and pleasure in the first place.